Welcome to my video on how to change the virtual memory or page file in Windows 7 to speed up your computer. You can change the page file in Windows XP and Vista in a very similar way. I'm going to begin by explaining what virtual memory really is. So, virtual memory for your computer is hard drive space used by Windows when it fills up the physical RAM, which stands for random access memory. Let's say you have a computer that has 496 megabytes of RAM and you're running several applications at once that might need a total of 700 megabytes of memory. Windows will fill up the 496 megabytes and then use the free space on the hard drive to store the rest to ensure that you can continue to run the applications. This is called the page file or virtual memory, and Windows will increase and decrease the size of this file as needed. Writing to disk takes much longer than writing to physical RAM, so when Windows uses this page file, computer performance decreases. So basically, the more RAM you have, the better your computer's performance will be. However, we can also tweak the virtual memory settings so that the paging file does not get fragmented and so that Windows does not have to grow or shrink the size of the paging file, both of which will cause the computer to slow down, especially on older machines. So, to get to the virtual memory settings, you must right-click on My Computer, either in the Start menu or on your desktop if you have a shortcut for it, and then select Properties. Next, click on Advanced System Settings. In this new window here, you need to select the Advanced tab if it is not already selected, and then press the Settings button under the Performance subheading. Then select the Advanced tab again, and then click the Change button under the Virtual Memory subheading. As you can see from the dot in the radio button next to System Manage Size, your system manages the virtual memory by default, but this can be changed to increase your computer's performance. If your computer has a lot of RAM and you know that you'll never exceed it with the applications that you use, then you can simply turn off page filing by putting a dot in the radio button next to No Paging File, and then you press Set. Now you may get a message like this, which is warning you that if any errors occur, such as the blue screen of death in Windows, then it may not be able to record the details of that. I'm not bothered about that myself, and if you are, no problem, just keep watching the video and you can use my alternative settings instead, which will still increase your speed. So I'm going to say yes to that, and then you press OK in this window, and you may be prompted that you need to restart your computer for the changes to take effect, and then press Apply, OK, and OK on that window as well. I'm going to restart later for the purpose of this tutorial. If you want Windows to be able to record details for errors such as the blue screen of death without fail, or you don't have enough RAM to use the applications that you want to use, then turning off page filing isn't an option for you. But instead you can use a custom size for page filing, and to do this, just put a dot in the radio button next to custom size. Now the values that you want to set for this will vary depending on how much extra memory you need to run the desired applications. I'd say the easiest way to do this is to first make sure that the page filing is set to System Managed. So set that, OK, OK to notifications, Apply, Apply, OK on that one again and restart later. OK, and then Control Shift Escape, so Control plus Shift plus Escape on your keyboard to bring up the Task Manager. Then select the Processes tab if it is not already selected. I find it easy to maximise the Task Manager, and then you may need to extend this column here to see its full name and values. Now if you open the desired application or applications, then they'll be displayed in this list, and then you can look at this column, which will tell you how much memory that single application is taking up. And if you want to work out how much memory several applications take up, then simply have them all open, or open them individually if your computer can't handle that, and add the memory for each one together. Once you've worked out that value, I would restart your computer to make sure that only the necessary services are running. Then go to the Performance tab in the Windows Task Manager and look at the available value right here. This is displaying how much memory your computer currently has free. So if you've restarted your computer before doing this, it is displaying how much memory your computer has available when it's in idle state, not running any extra services or applications. So the value that's shown here should first be times by 1000 to convert it from megabytes to kilobytes, and then it should be taken away from the amount of memory your desired applications take up, which you've previously worked out. Don't forget you can use the inbuilt Windows calculator if you need to. So the new value that you have just worked out is the amount of extra memory your computer needs to run your desired applications. Now at this point I'd add a bit to the value so that you'll definitely have enough virtual memory. I'd say adding something between 200,000 and 500,000 should be fine. Now the value you have at the moment is in kilobytes, not megabytes, so once you have worked out the total extra memory that you require, simply divide it by 1000 to convert that value to megabytes, and we want to do that because that's what the page file is displayed in the settings. One thing I'll say before we move on to change the settings is that if you're finding it a bit difficult to work out the extra memory you require, then if you want to, you can just put a fairly large value in the boxes for the next step, as it doesn't matter too much. It will just take up more space on the hard drive. Don't set it stupidly high though, just high enough for you to be certain that your desired applications will be able to run. So once you've worked out the extra memory that you need in megabytes, you can go back to the virtual memory settings window, put a dot in the custom size radio button, and then the values that you've worked out, put that into both the initial size and the maximum size text box, so that both the values are the same. This ensures that the file does not grow or shrink and therefore will not fragment, increasing your computer speed. However, you should defragment the hard drive before doing this to make sure that the paging file is all together on the hard drive if you really want to increase the speed by the most. So then set, OK, and then again it's prompting you to restart your computer, apply, OK, and OK. So to conclude, both turning off page filing completely or setting a custom size page file where the initial size and the maximum size is the same should increase your computer's performance. If you're having any trouble working out the extra memory that you need in megabytes, then please make use of my conversion help and a written description of how to work it out in the description box below. Feel free to rate and comment, and please subscribe if you found my video useful. Thanks for watching.